keeping quiet and speaking her mind. Now she stands where she belongs, right in her truth where she's been all along. She's rolling with Tammy, loud and free, saying what you think or don't wanna be. No filter, no fuss, no let me be nice. She said what she said and she said it twice. She ain't here to play, she ain't here to please. She's cutting through the noise with that southern breeze. If it ruffles feathers, let 'em fly. Grammie Tammy, don't apologize. Welcome to Grammie Tammy, raw and uncensored.
Hey there, mama bears and professional eye rollers. Let's go ahead and talk about something that a lot of people think. I'm pretty sure they do, but they don't say it out loud. That's where I come in. Because somewhere along the way, somebody created this ideal that just because someone is family, you are automatically required to like them. I would like to respectfully but very clearly question that. Because I understand love. I understand loyalty. I understand history. What I do not understand is why I'm supposed to enjoy the company of someone just because we share DNA. Because last time I checked, DNA doesn't guarantee personality. DNA doesn't guarantee kindness. And DNA doesn't guarantee compatibility. And it definitely does not guarantee that I want to spend my precious free time with you. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my family. Every single one of them. I love them. I do. But loving someone and liking someone are two very, very different things. Love is, I care about you. I want you to be okay. I will show up if you need me. All you have to do is pick up that phone. Liking someone is, I enjoy being around you. I feel comfortable with you. I don't need a recovery period after we talk. And those two things do not always go hand in hand. Because we all have that one family member, and you know the one. You absolutely know the one. Where you see their name pop up on your phone and you just stare at it for a second. Not because you don't recognize it. You recognize it. But because you're deciding, do I have the energy for this right now? And a lot of times the answer is no. Not forever, not in a dramatic way, just not today. Because peace becomes important, very important. And once you find it, you become very protective of it. I've talked about that with you guys before. Now, when you're younger, you don't think like this. You show up. You go to everything. You tolerate certain things. You sit through conversations that don't make a lick of sense just because you feel like you have to. This obligation, because that's family. But as you get older, something shifts. I've said it a million times. You start asking yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself in situations that completely drain me? Why am I forcing conversations that feel uncomfortable? Why am I spending time out of obligation instead of out of enjoyment? Now, once you start asking those questions, you cannot unask them. Let me be clear. This is not about cutting people off for no reason. That's not what it is. It's not about being cold. It's not about being ungrateful. This is about being honest. Honest about what feels right. Honest about what doesn't. Because life is too short to spend it pretending. Pretending you're okay when you're not. Pretending that you enjoy things that you clearly do not. Pretending that something works when it hasn't worked in years. And here's the part people don't like. When you start setting boundaries, people notice very quickly. Oh, yes. They notice immediately because suddenly you're not as available. You're not as accommodating. You're not as willing to go along with everything. And that makes them uncomfortable because they were used to the old version of you. That was a lot easier for them. That version that just said yes. The version that showed up no matter what. The version that didn't question things. But that version is tired. She's tired. That version has grown. That version has realized peace is worth protecting. Now, here's something else real quick. Sometimes family dynamics stay exactly the same, even when you've changed. And that can be confusing because you're evolving, you're learning, you're growing. And you go back into a familiar situation and it feels like nothing has moved. Nothing has shifted. Nothing has improved. And you're standing there thinking, we're still doing this? Because you don't fit the same way anymore. You don't respond the same way anymore. You don't tolerate the same things anymore. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's growth. You've grown. But it does mean that you have to adjust somewhat. And sometimes that adjustment Looks like shorter visits, fewer conversations, more distance, not out of anger, just out of awareness. Because you have learned what works for you and what doesn't. Now, let's talk real quick about guilt, because that right there is what keeps people stuck. That little voice that says, but that's your family. Yes. Yes, it is. And I still get to choose how I show up in that relationship. Because being related to someone does not mean that I owe them access to my peace. Rewind, listen to that again. It does not mean I owe them my time, my energy, or my emotional well-being. And that's a hard truth for some people. But it's still the truth. Now, here's the balance. Because you don't want to lose perspective. You don't want to become so guarded that you shut everybody out. There are people in your life, family or not, who deserve your time. They deserve your presence. They make your life better. And those are the people you lean into. Those are the people you make space for. Those are the people that you choose. Because at the end of the day, family is important. Very important. But so are you. Your peace matters. Your energy matters. Your well-being matters. And once you truly understand that, you stop feeling guilty for protecting it. Meanwhile, Grammie Tammy will be over here loving her family, keeping her boundaries, and reminding herself, I can love you without liking you every single day. I love y'all. Talk to you later.